Hello and welcome back. Previously in this LP, we saw that our lab had been blown up by our former boss, who'd sabotaged it and set the self-destruct system. He then fled in time to a different timeline where he's now become, well, basically a dictator, and we've chased after him.
So it says unknown date essentially, but we're clearly in the same place. This is clearly the same storm. We're in 1939.
Yeah, it seems that just moving a little bit across the city has confused the AI enough for it to not even remember the date anymore.
You've got to admire these armed guys picking a fight with these two badly damaged people.
Yes. They're pussies. You are standing there with guns kicking the shit out of unarmed men. Brave guys. Brave guys. And that's hardly playing dead, that's going fetal, as far as I'm concerned.
If you don't do anything, will they actually kneecap them?
No, they don't do anything, they just stand there. Better go save them though, just in case. Here's the time pausing mechanic. It can last for up to about 5 seconds, and as you saw there, it doesn't actually do anything until time resumes.
Manual TimeShift.
We're clearly not going to blend in with the Crohn's guys, we haven't yet.
Yeah, they just saw me and they instantly started trying to shoot me.
Nice of you to help these two.
And if it wasn't for me, they'd be kneecapped and unable to walk, so I think all things considered, I did more good than harm there.
So I can hear Crone in the background. Doesn't that guy ever shut up during this entire game?
No. There's always some part where Crone is chatting nonsense at you. And I just got shoved to the side by my own teammate, so thanks for that guy. I'm on your side, stop pushing me out of the way. Oh, I wonder what this incoming threat could be. It's a sentry. That answers that question.
Get down! You said get down, not move sideways.
Well, look where that explosion occurred. If I'd got down, I'd be dead right now. Inside the burning building again. We don't seem to have much sense of self-preservation. We just run into destroyed buildings.
Nice of the sentry to open that for you.
It's the way this game operates. It's how it rolls.
See, that image vaguely reminds me of that kind of crazy 1984 Macintosh advert. The one with the hammer.
That advert is the worst thing in the world. Okay, a bit of rewind time. As you can see, it just reverses everything, but I can't fire or damage anything, and I don't regain any ammo or health that I lost before I rewind. And that guy just flew out of that hole. That is excellent.
What happens if you try to fire?
Nothing, it just doesn't let you.
I like how that guy shouts that it is firing. What else is it going to do? It's legs with guns on it.
I know there's a gun around here somewhere, but it can't be far. There it is. This is the Shattergun. It's your pretty standard shotgun, very good at close range and indoors, not so good at range. And its alternate fire is to just fire both barrels.
Big mistake, occupant.
What was his mistake?
His big mistake was being an occupant, apparently. And there you saw me firing at the guy thinking I was going to hit him because the crosshair had gone red, but no, you still have to line it up. If it goes red, you can still miss.
Could you reverse time and save that guy?
No, he's dead. He's always dead. I'm a terrible hero. And there's the alternate fire of the shotgun. It's pretty devastating. Close range, it's pretty much guarantees you a kill instantly.
So I've noticed these guys don't like cover, they just charge in.
They flank an awful lot, and at times like this it's a bit of a liability. It's also similar when you get doorways, they'll just charge in regardless. But if you're in a big open area and you take a bit of damage, it can be pretty devastating. Pirouettes.
I was just showing off.
Well, I was making sure there was no one else alive. Normally, if you disarm them, they'll run and try and find a new gun. I was sort of waiting for him to do that, but he didn't, he just stood there cowering.
Detected.
Was knocking down the door really necessary for that guy? He couldn't have just opened it.
It was hardly a concealed threat. He was stood by a door knocking on it. That's hardly sneaky. Time slow makes everything move at about a fifth of its regular speed, and it can last for about 10 seconds. It's the most commonly used time power that I'll end up using in this run through.
You take less damage because the bullets are hitting you slow.
No. You also don't seem to deal more damage if you just run up and punch them in the face, which is a bit odd. That was a really efficient ambush, to be fair. They were stood in precisely the right spot waiting for me, guns trained. I guess it wasn't the stealthiest of entries.
Still, they guarded the hole in the ceiling rather than the door. I mean, if you'd been a normal person, they would have been pretty screwed.
When you pause time, as you can see, you can run on water. You're pretty much invincible when time's paused.
That was a lot of electricity, actually.
Yeah, its health and safety is not doing a very good job. Although that triple-bladed chopper's doing an excellent job of destroying that building.
That thing is absolutely devastating. It can fly, and it's a hell of a lot faster than the Doom Fortress. What's the point of the Doom Fortress?
Intimidation.
Ah, valid point. To scare arachnophobics.
It's as good a purpose as any. Well, I don't seem to be able to take out those snipers attacking the occupants.
Is that what the red thing is?
Yeah, that's a sniper beam.
Then can you always see the laser, not just the red dot that you would see in real life?
No, you always see the laser. These guys really don't seem to enjoy being in cover. Even when they are in cover, they do their best to just step out. And that is a resilient gate. I just hit it flush with a grenade, and it did nothing. It hasn't even dented it.
An even bigger mistake is giving up the high ground. As we all know, that is instant win.
This is true. Especially considering just how low the cover is, they could easily shoot over it from the high ground. But no, we'll just jump down. You'd think they just hold ground and use their sheer weight of numbers to beat us.
So does this chain link fence intercept grenades but not bullets?
Yeah, bullets pass through, but grenades you have to fire over it. I guess it's pretty realistic in that regard. A grenade wouldn't fit through, but a bullet would. Oh, an incoming threat. It's another sentry. Brilliant.
I'm detecting a pattern.
Yep. And once again, I'm just standing right in the open. It's not much of a threat if I can stand right in front of it without getting hurt.
No, he let you through it. Maybe the sentries do confuse you for one of their friends.
That's twice they've done it, so you might be onto something.
And more massive amounts of electricity.
We are not an efficient nation at this point in time, it seems. I make this slow-mo just because the explosion's cool. Who doesn't love a slow motion explosion?
The guy in the tower.
If you could have seen it, he'd have appreciated it. It was a worthy death.
All units respond.
That is a clutch grenade. It's basically just a sticky grenade from Halo, but it incapacitates the person once it's stuck to them. They're pretty useful at times. Hero roll.
Ah, sweet jump. I wish I could do that.
I don't think it's had the desired effect, as you died almost instantly as he hit the ground.
But he was temporarily immune. He gave himself a few extra seconds.
He could have done that just by taking cover. I suppose I should solve some of the extra things with the suit. So when you pause time, you can just punch them in the face. Never mind, I'll show that off later.
So Mills apparently said, "Hey, this guy who looked like an enemy saved me," and he stood right there in the open waiting for someone just like that to show up.
You just gonna stand there? Move.
You told me to follow you! Is that what that guy's job was? To stand there and guide me through the tunnel into this building? Pretty sure I could have done that myself.
If you're the fastest guy he's ever seen, why has he stuck you on the turret?
So maybe they need your ultra quick reactions. I could still use my time slowing and time pausing abilities here, but it just doesn't seem worth it. It'd make it a lot less exciting.
That's another physics cock-up.
What is?
Unlimited ammo.
Oh no, wait, another incoming threat, which is another sentry.
No, I'm sure I'll help you somehow.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to hinder me in any way, shape or form. Oh, it's just going to block the window and walk away, apparently. That's vaguely inconvenient.
So we're safe now, why are we still retreating? Again, feel free to not help that guy.
Wait, we just dropped into the sewers and now we're outside again. And the sewers are blocked! How did we even get out here? That doesn't make any sense.
So you're just gonna shoot him for it. Random NPC actually did that.
Well, the game should make sense. I'm blaming him for the game's flaws.
Now or never.
And some eagle-eyed viewers there may have noticed that I've actually lost the Shattergun at this point in time, because I basically restarted the level to get that little cutscene in. I accidentally saved afterwards, so to get that scene in I had to restart the level, and it always starts you off with just the pistol and the carbine, regardless of how late in the game you are.
I like how all the windows are copy and paste except where the enemies are. It's quite obvious.
And the windows with enemies are always really well lit. Instead of hiding out in the darkened rooms, they've gone for the brightest, most well lit room available. And there's never any cover, it's always the lowest windowsill that they use to shoot out of. They're all ankle high windowsills. It's almost like they're saying, here I am, please shoot me. The machine gun's quite useful for sniping, and with the extra bit of zoom that you can get if you fire in bursts, it can be pretty accurate at long range. It gets better when you get specialised weapons later on, but for now it does a job. At this part of the game you start actually fighting decent sized groups consistently.
Dispatch, need back.
As I was saying, if you pause time, you can, there we go, you can steal the guns. It's not that useful because if you're going to steal the weapon you might as well just shoot them, because they'll normally just run and get another gun. But it's quite cool, I guess.
Are you killing them with these punches?
I can only assume so, they never seem to recover.
So you're actually executing guys as you go along. You're worse than Crone.
But they deserve it. And I don't know if I'm killing them or just knocking them out.
Ah, now who invented this system?
Someone with really long arms so they can be stood next to the gate and opening it.
You banged your head.
We're coming up now on the hardest part of the game, probably. I mean, just up this ladder is an absolute nightmare. There are a good 9-10 enemies out there, and because they're all constantly flanking and throwing grenades, it gets a bit hectic.
Wait, so is this the park?
This is the park, yes.
The one place we got told to avoid?
Well, reverse psychology is all I can assume there. They told us not to go there knowing that we would. They wanted us to come and clear it out for them. I always love just how much height they get off each grenade, it's ridiculous. Ah, I might actually die here.
Oh, your health is low.
Luckily I got a bit of power back in my suit. When you pause time, your health instantly starts recovering, so it's quite nice and it means that you're never really in any danger as long as you have power left in your suit.
Gotta get around him. Copy that.
So how many weapons can you carry at a time?
3.
3? 50% more than most FPSs.
Yeah, it's quite nice to have that little bit more variation to your game though. You can normally carry a short range, medium range and long range weapon.
I'm going to assume using the turret would have been a bad idea since you're not doing it.
Yeah, because it's so central and there's so many enemies around, you can just get surrounded, and before you can pick them off, and you can't spin fast enough to get through all of them before they take you down, and then you'll inevitably get hit by at least one grenade. Although I'll use it at some point. As soon as I get a chance, I'll go and jump on the turret so you can see what they're like. But they're basically the same as the turret you saw me use earlier in the building, just mounted to a car in the middle of a park.
Do you drive vehicles in this game?
There are some vehicle sections. I won't spoil them for you now, but they aren't as exciting as you might be hoping for. The vehicle sections are quite disappointing.
Don't worry, I'm not really expecting much from this game yet.
Yeah, if we can keep expectations low, then we'll be doing this game justice, I imagine.
Crone doesn't seem so bad. I mean, he's made really, really tough fences and lampposts.
Is that all you want from your leader? Good fences and lampposts?
Yes. Make you feel secure.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that healthcare. I want fences and lampposts. At least the area will be well lit, which might reduce crime. There's some logic to it. Although that one doesn't seem to have survived all that well.
It's in one piece, it just got pushed over.
I know there are barrels here somewhere to take out that guy. Those look like it. No, those clearly aren't it. There they are. And I have the shotgun again, so that time paradox was averted, and we're back to a full complement of weapons.
A lot seems to be going on in the background. You've got those huge lights and airstrikes, that kind of thing. Do you ever see that?
Short answer, no, not really. It's very much just background dressing, really.
So why'd someone dug down to this pipe?
I don't know, and why is the pipe on fire?
You do seem to have a lot of unnecessary kind of fire, electricity running around this grid. It wouldn't surprise me if that was a fire tube here, not a gas tube, just a literal fire tube. It sends fire everywhere.
Your suits can also be used for non-combat things, like here I'll use it to just sneak into position. It's useful, it means you can move from one bit of cover to the other without being seen, which is quite nice.
Guess what?
What?
It stopped raining.
It has! Crow must have finished his experiments. And here I'm being very careful about firing a grenade because those ropes can blow up grenades if you shoot them. They're apparently very sturdy ropes.
So's this tent. That tent just shielded you from the turret.
A lot of random inanimate objects do seem to be incredibly sturdy in this alternative timeline. I'm starting to think that maybe the Chrome does have the right idea and that this technology is something we should be looking at even now, let alone in 1939.
I think we're in trouble actually. If tents are this tough, imagine how tough the Doom Fortress will be.
Luckily the turrets turn really slowly when they're big and bulky like that, so you can normally flank around, especially if you use your time shift. So you can sort of sneak up behind them, throw a grenade, miss with a grenade, you know, the usual.
Oh, they built a campfire right there. It's a bit close to the tent, but then again it is indestructible.
I was looking for that guy for the past few seconds and couldn't find him. It turned out he just glitched out and was stuck on the tent.
I like how you walked into the door, that's got to be embarrassing. The guy who just defeated everyone in the box walks into a door.
Now I've cleared the park, I might as well check out this turret to show what it's like. Unlike the other turrets, this one can overheat, which can be a bit annoying, but just fire and bursts and you'll be fine.
Are you killing anything back there? I can't really make out.
It goes red, so I assume there's a couple of enemies back there, but you'll be doing that quite a lot in this game, just firing through smoke and hoping that your reticule goes red and that you're killing things.
Incoming threat, must be a sentry.
Shit, that is not a sentry. Oh, it has destroyed the barriers though. Once again, the incoming threat has actually helped me in this.
The incoming threat does seem to mean they're opening up more of the level.
Yeah, but that tank will actually kill you unlike the sentry, so I'll quickly drop into the subway and we're safe.
Where they told us to go at first.
I just had to go and clear the park, just so there wasn't a threat anymore.
The one guy who went through the park rather than the subway made it.
Care of your squad, Hanson. We need him. Alright, son. It looks like you're solo. I hope you're as good as Hanson says. Use
That's
the
a creepy
subway
mural on the
and
wall.
contact me when you've secured position by the military administration building. Good luck.
Maybe they should just listen, like, follow me in future. Follow me with my random ideas of running around aimlessly.
They do seem to be putting all their hopes onto you, the one guy they don't know.
It's, once again, not the best resistance movement. Oh dear. I was expecting these guys to come around the corner, but they didn't. So I just stood there getting shot with a shotgun out, not really doing much. Another unarmed man.
A lot of blood came from his head when he didn't die there.
Yeah, they're pretty sturdy soldiers.
Legal electrical source detected.
Why is the subway flooded? And also filled with electricity?
Can it kill you quite easily from this range?
It can't hurt you unless you fall into the water, and even then it takes a while. The problem is if I fall in, there's no way to get out.
Electricity doesn't work that way.